So a humble request to each one of you to kindly come inside and take up your seats, please. Thank you very much.
Hello. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to this momentous day. It's indeed our pleasure to welcome each one of you in this August gathering. We are about to commence our official proceedings in just about 5 minutes from now. Those who are still outside the place, we are requesting you to kindly take up your seats inside the hall as we are about to begin with the panel discussion of today. May I request those who are standing to kindly take up your seats, please. Also, those who are in the hall, we humbly request you to kindly put your mobile phones in silent mode or vibrating mode. I repeat, Kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode or vibrating mode. All the esteemed guests, we request you to kindly take up your seats, please. We shall do the networking during the lunch time. As we are short of time, we would like to have more of the panel discussions. So a humble request to each one of you to kindly take up your seats, please. Thank you. Those who have joined us late, we humbly request each one of you to kindly take up your seats, please. नमस्कार, आप सभी का हम स्वागत करते हैं आज के इस विशेष समारोह में। आप सभी से हम नम्र अनुरोध करते हैं कि आप अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। कुछ ही समय में हम आज का सबसे पहला सत्र यानी कि पैनल डिस्कशन शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। We humbly request each one of you to kindly take up your seats, please, as we're about to begin the panel discussion, the first session of today. Our esteemed panelists and dignitaries have arrived. So humble request to take up your seats, please. Thank you. Those who are inside the hall, a humble request to everyone. Kindly take up your seats, please, as we begin the first session, that is the panel discussion, with the esteemed panelist and moderator in a very short while from now. Those who have joined us, we humbly request you to kindly take up your seats and also put your mobile phones on silent mode or vibrating mode. Thank you. Good morning, namaskar. Indeed, our pleasure to welcome each one of you in this august and important gathering. A humble request to those who are standing to take up your seats, please. We shall do the networking during the lunchtime. Also, a humble request to everyone to kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode or vibrating mode. आप सभी से नम्र अनुरोध है कि आप अपना मोबाइल फोन साइलेंट मोड या फिर वाइब्रेटिंग मोड पर रख दें. हमारे पैनल डिस्कशंस के महानुभाव पधारने जा रहे हैं. A very formal, grand and pleasant good morning to our visionary leaders, industry titans and esteemed guests. Today we stand on the threshold of a new era of innovation, infrastructure and intellectual growth. It is an absolute honor to welcome you all to this spectacular morning where minds meet momentum and vision meets reality. कहते हैं कि एक महान शुरुआत हमेशा एक महान विचार से होती है और आज हम सब यहाँ साक्षी बनने आए हैं एक ऐसे ही विचार के साकार होने का। आप सभी का आज के इस विशेष सत्र में हम हृदय से स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन करते हैं। Thank you everyone for joining us. To set the tone for this glorious day, we're deeply privileged to have the presence of our driving force. आइए तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री हर्ष भाई संघवी साहब का। Indeed, our pleasure to welcome you, sir. I now request Mr. Anmol and Mr. Amol to kindly step forward and jointly welcome the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Harsh Bhai Sanghvi, with a green certificate. हरित धरती का हमारा ये प्रयास 1000 पेड़ नासिक महाराष्ट्र में आपके नाम से हम उगाएंगे और उसकी हम बहुत ही देखभाल भी करेंगे। Thank you very much. Moving forward, it is time to bring together the brilliant minds who are shaping the corporate and infrastructure landscape of our nation. I now have the distinct honor of inviting on stage our first panelist, a pioneer in real estate dynamics, Mr. Anuj Puri, Chairman, Anurag Property Consultants. Welcome, sir. Let's welcome him with a warm round of applause. Thank you, sir, for joining, and I request Mr. Anmol to kindly felicitate Mr. Anuj Puri. We're going to plant 100 trees in your name, sir. Next, I'm delighted to invite a leader driving excellence across global networks, Ms. Shalini Pillai, Partner and India Leader, Global Capability Centers, KPMG India. Welcome, madam. And I request Mr. Aman to kindly felicitate Ms. Shalini Pillai. It's indeed our pleasure to have you over here, ma'am. Thank you. Moving ahead, please put your hands together for a leader driving global data and analytical intelligence. Mr. Neelam Patel, Managing Director, India Operations, S&P Global. We welcome you, sir, to the stage. And I request Mr. Anmol to kindly felicitate Mr. Neelam Patel. Thank you very much. It is now my absolute pleasure to welcome an esteemed international leader, Mr. Gary Critchley, Senior Vice President, Global Business Services, Qatar Airways. We're thrilled to have you here, sir. It's indeed our pleasure. And I request Mr. Aman to kindly felicitate Mr. Gary. Thank you very much. And now to guide this powerhouse conversation, We have with us a brilliant moderator on stage, Mr. Amit Desai, Managing Director, Anubhuti Investment Trust. I request Mr. Anmol to kindly felicitate our moderator. हम हमारा पैनल डिस्कशन शुरू करें उसके पहले जितने भी पैनलिस्ट और मॉडरेटर मंच पर विराजमान हैं, आइए तालियों के साथ फिर से एक बार उन सभी का हम बहुत-बहुत स्वागत करें, अभिवादन करें। धन्यवाद। With this exceptional lineup of thought leaders on stage, I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Amit Desai to lead this engaging panel discussion. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dhwani. Am I audible now?
Yeah, can we have a little louder? Thank you.
Thank you, Dhwani. Thank you. Honorable Minister, friends on the panel, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, very warm, 30+ degrees centigrade, good morning to all of you at Ahmedabad. Welcome to Gujarat, which is 5% of the population and 8% of nation's GDP. Welcome to the most vibrant Ahmedabad Gift Gandhinagar corridor, set to be the tech hub, not just for the state, but for the nation. And most importantly, on behalf of Shri Deepak Bhai and Shri Shekhar Bhai, Chairman and Managing Director of Ganesh Housing, welcome to Million Minds, one of its kind as a tech hub, which is going to be, I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, just the beginning as we build this tech corridor in Ahmedabad. As a background, as we all know, Gujarat became state on 1st May 1960. The state GDP then was about $150 million. And now it is estimated to be $310 billion. So India's GDP grew in this period at about 7.4% CAGR, whereas Gujarat, sir, grew at about 13.4% CAGR. So welcome to Gujarat. With our two most visionary leaders at the center and two most visionary leaders that we have at the state level, if there was any guesswork to be done, where would Gujarat be when Viksit Bharat dream of our Honorable Prime Minister comes into being by 2047, at the current CAGR, ladies and gentlemen, we are likely to hit nothing less than $5 trillion as state GDP for Gujarat. That's what I would think I would put my bet on. Moving quickly to GCCs in India, what started as a back office or an outsourcing concept about 3 decades back, where the corporate executives tried to get the productivity by saving costs and getting work done in time, has now become a serious business for India. And I think post-global financial crisis, GCCs have really taken a very different leap of faith, particularly in India. There has been a rapid scale-up. And in 2024, NASSCOM, along with Zeno, the global consulting firm, has declared India as the GCC capital of the world. And just to take a cue from there, I think only in 2025, 50 new GCCs came into being in first 2 quarters. I don't have the recent figures, but I think the rate only must be accelerating. Of the 1,500 centers plus that we have in India, Tier 2 cities already have about 200 plus centers. There's a clear 30% operational cost benefit, and I think talent pool is not really a limitation anymore. Dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, this is the context in which we are going to listen to this very eminent people here, some of the best placed people to share their thoughts, and I welcome the illuminating panel. Thank you very much for being here. My first question is to the Honorable Minister Harsh Bhai. And as I said when we met him for coffee before coming here, is that most of us can talk about, I have had 3 decades or 4 decades of past experience. So we have been the leaders of the past, and arguably he is the leader of the future. He is the one who will build future. And sir, therefore, आपसे सुनना चाहेंगे कि आपकी विजन क्या है for this Ahmedabad, Gift City, Gandhinagar Tech Corridor. Also, sir, particularly considering कि आप इंडिया की 2/3 आबादी को भी represent कर रहे हैं. Over to you, sir.
See, Amit, every decade, world picks one city to bet on it. In 2000s, it was Singapore. In 2010, it was Dubai. In 2030, it's now Gift City. In 2007, it was just a piece of land, a barren land, on the banks of Sabarmati. Now, whether it's HSBC, Infosys, Wipro, and many other global companies have their wonderful establishment in Gift City. So Gujarat government is trying to create more than 1 lakh high-scale jobs in next 2 years.
Super.
Not from factories or from manufacturing sector. We are working to create these wonderful opportunities from the field of artificial intelligence, semiconductor, and many other sunrising sectors like GCC and other high-scale manufacturing sectors.
Impressive.
So, there are so many investors who are sitting in this hall. Many of you have been invested in Singapore, Dublin, or Dubai. Now I request you all to focus on Gujarat. We are having various policies for semiconductors, AI, GCC, or other manufacturing sector. And we are the state which is always committed. We are the state who is always available on a single call for our investor. When our investors are coming with any single problems, we are just ready. We just pick a call, pick a phone, and do a call and helping our investors. तो मैं ये मानता हूं कि आने वाला भविष्य गुजरात में है. चाहे आप गिफ्ट सिटी की बात करो या धोलेरा की बात करो, ये दोनों एरिया जो अहमदाबाद से जुड़े हुए हैं. अहमदाबाद से अगर आप 30 मिनट, एयरपोर्ट से 20 मिनट में गिफ्ट सिटी पहुंच सकते हो. एयरपोर्ट से जो धोलेरा पहुंचने में पहले 3.5 घंटे लगते थे, आज 1-1.25 घंटे में आप धोलेरा पहुंच सकते हो. तो ये दोनों एरिया ऐसे है जहाँ पे आप आपके सपने साकार कर सकते हो. यहाँ पे बैठे हुए कई लोगों ने जरूर से छोटे मोटे इश्यूज फेस भी किए होंगे. मैं गिफ्ट सिटी के लिए जब भी बात करता हूँ, मुझे मेरे कई दोस्त सोशल सेक्टर्स के बारे में बात करते हैं. मैं सबसे कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमने हमारे सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में बहुत सारे बदलाव ला लिए हैं और आने वाले दिनों में और भी जो जरूरी बदलाव है हम लोग लाने वाले हैं. और देश और दुनिया भर से जो निवेशक मेरे राज्य में आ रहे हैं, गिफ्ट सिटी में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, उनकी जो भी जरूरत है वो हम अच्छी तरह से समझ सकते हैं और उसकी व्यवस्था के लिए हम लोग हमेशा कहीं ना कहीं बदलाव भी लाया है और आने वाले दिनों में और भी जरूरी होगा तो बदलाव लाएंगे. आने वाले 1-1.5 साल में वहाँ पे करीबन 20 से 25 नेशनल रिनोन्ड रेस्टोरेंट्स और F&B के लिए भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं और उसमें कई सारी रेस्टोरेंट्स के साथ हमारे MOUs हो गए, कहीं के काम चालू हो गए हैं. तो ये भी व्यवस्था जो है वो भी आने वाले दिनों में मिलेगी. GCC के लिए खास तौर पे मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि GCC में हम लोग ने पॉलिसी बनाई है. उसमें भी हम लोग खास तौर पे कई लोगों की जो रिक्वेस्ट आई है उसमें भी हम लोग कई और भी बदलाव ला रहे हैं जिसके माध्यम से आने वाले दिनों में और GCC नए गुजरात में एस्टैब्लिश हो पाए. मैं आज यहाँ कहना चाहता हूँ कि गुजरात के कई ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण सेक्टर्स हैं जिनमें से अभी मैं शेखर भाई और दीपक भाई को भी खास तौर पे अभिनंदन देना चाहता हूँ, जिन्होंने ये ब्यूटीफुल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ये स्टेट के लिए बनाया है और करीबन 7 से ज़्यादा कंपनीज के साथ उनके एमओयू भी हो गए और आने वाले दिनों में उन लोग का एस्टेब्लिशमेंट भी यहाँ पे होगा। कुल मिला के 17,800 नई जॉब्स जो ऑलरेडी अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन है या फिर काम चालू हो रहा है, जो आने वाले 6 महीने में चालू होगा। तो इन फ्यूचर हम लोग सेक्टर वाइज जीसीसी के लिए भी एक प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं। जैसे गुजरात में फार्मास्यूटिकल्स का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बहुत ही बड़े पैमाने पे है। वी आर हैविंग अ ग्रेट इकोसिस्टम ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, ऑटोमोबाइल्स। तो हम लोग सेक्टर वाइज जीसीसी के लिए भी आने वाले दिनों में पॉलिसी के अंदर भी बदलाव ला रहे हैं और सेक्टर वाइज हमारी मीटिंग्स भी चल रही है। तो जो लोग बैंगलोर, पुणे, दिल्ली में आज जीसीसी चला रहे हैं, मैं आप सबसे निवेदन करता हूं, आप आपके स्टाफ के साथ बैठिए एक बार। ये सभी एरिया में आपके पास एक ही पॉजिटिव पॉइंट है, वो सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, उसके अलावा नथिंग। आप मुंबई सेंट्रल से निकलोगे और नई मुंबई जाने में जितनी देर लगेगी उतनी देर में हमारे मोदी जी की बुलेट ट्रेन में आप अहमदाबाद पहुंच जाओगे। तो आप आपकी टीम के साथ बैठिए, उनके कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग क्या है, उनके हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स क्या है। सुबह निकलते हैं 2 घंटे ऑफिस पहुंचने में लगते हैं। आप गिफ्ट सिटी में आइए, व्हीकल का भी उपयोग नहीं करना पड़ेगा। एक बाजू ब्यूटीफुल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है रेसिडेंट्स के लिए और एक बाजू आपके लिए ये कॉमर्शियल बिल्डिंग्स है और 5 मिनट के अंदर वॉकिंग डिस्टेंस में आप कहीं पे भी पहुंच सकते हो। तो मैं ये मानता हूं कि खाली ये इकोसिस्टम के कारण लोग आज भी कुछ सिटीज से बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहे हैं, लेकिन उनके पास ये बहुत ही अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, ये सही समय है। क्योंकि आज भी मैं ये मान रहा हूँ कि जो कॉस्ट ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो बेंगलोर में है, जो और सिटीज़ में है, उससे कई गुना कम ये अहमदाबाद और गांधीनगर गिफ्ट सिटी में है। तो मेरा ये मानना है कि कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव भी है, आपकी टीम की लाइफ भी अच्छी रहेगी और ख़ास तौर पे फैमिली लाइफ भी सुधरेगी। तो गुजरात की ये जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है वो सबको एक बार चेक जरूर से करनी चाहिए। ये सिंगापुर की मोह माया में से, दुबई की मोह माया में से, बेंगलोर की मोह माया में से बाहर निकल के वेस्टर्न एरिया के अंदर आपको सही तौर में गुजरात के लिए एकदम डीपली स्टडी करना चाहिए। ये सबसे बढ़िया अपॉर्चुनिटी है और हम लोग जीसीसी को खास तौर पे बहुत सीरियसली और एग्रेसिवली हम लोग उसमें काम कर रहे हैं। तो जीसीसी में गुजरात एक लीडर के तौर पे आगे बढ़ना चाह रहा है और हम लोग उसके लिए एग्रेसिवली काम कर रहे हैं और मेरा ये जरूर ये मानना है कि हम जीसीसी को मिस नहीं करेंगे।
Super.
इट विल टेक सम टाइम बट वी विल अचीव इट।
Super. Sir, that is really both very clear, quite reassuring, and fairly realistic. It really, I think, builds up with the cost of living, and of course the happy social life that people can have in terms of their gross happiness. So it's a very good concept. Congratulations. If I can move and start with Shalini, who has been bringing her KPMG global clients to India for GCC. She has been also working with central government, the mighty in various committees, in her own words, to contribute in her own way to the nation building for the skill-based business. Shalini, as per you, what is the future of GCC in terms of the next phase? What we have seen so far over the last 10 years compared to what do you see the next 10 years? And what will drive the success of GCCs? And in that context, if you can very sharply tell us, how would you think the Ahmedabad GIFT Gandhinagar corridor would pitch itself? Over to you.
Is this on? Yeah, okay. A very good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here. Thank you, Honorable Minister. आपने हमको दुविधा में डाल दी जब आप बोल चुके कि बेंगलोर की मोह माया को छोड़ के गुजरात देखना पड़ेगा, but it is not hard to do, I must say, because I'm domiciled in Bangalore. I come from a city that is a struggle, of course, every day. So despite all of its positives, driving into Ahmedabad and looking at the infrastructure is truly amazing. Had a very, very pleasurable drive just getting in here this morning. And kudos to everything that the state is doing to further that infrastructure. I think it's brilliant. Thank you, Amit, for that question. And I would say that clearly GCCs have been at the core of a lot of what the central government is trying to drive. It is not without reason that GCC sits as a strong pillar of our Viksit Bharat agenda and is a very strong economic driver for the nation. If we look at where it has reached today, and you quoted the recent report that talks of it being a close to $100 billion industry, one does believe those numbers may be even higher if one was to look at it.
Is that so?
Yeah, I think it may be upwards of 2,400 GCCs and maybe 120 billion is our sense. So it could even be higher. A lot depends on how you define it.
Okay.
But having seen the growth, and it is amidst and all of the global geopolitical headwinds we are seeing today, where India and the GCC model continues to offer a very promising answer to what global enterprises are grappling with. The model actually presents efficiency benefits, and now with AI and AI being a very disruptive force, how do you actually enable product development, research, core processes from GCCs is where the theme is. As you look at this next wave of GCC growth, it is going to be all about, it's no longer just back office, IT, finance, HR, all of that of course, but it's increasingly about core business processes and unlocking enterprise value at a very different level. Again, I refer to what the minister very rightly pointed us to. And you would have seen there's a state level framework as well, which talks about the opportunity for states to build on their inherent strengths. When we look at the next wave of GCC growth, it's not just AI, but it's going to be techno-functional domain that will drive growth. On a lighter note, I think we spent long years teaching all our engineers coding. It's time to uncode some of that and go back to basic engineering.
Super.
So when one looks at the strengths that states like Gujarat bring, you've been in some sense the capital of the pharma industry and life sciences for a long time. You have on the back of GIFT City and IFSC created a force to reckon with in terms of fintech and what you will attract from the BFSI sector. Automotive and manufacturing has been a core area for the state as well. And I would top all of that with, I think you're the capital of entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
If I look at enterprising individuals and what the state represents, it can be super powerful because the next wave of GCCs is techno-functional domain, enterprising attitude to actually forge ahead to create new opportunities, and that's what will drive success. So that is what the next wave holds. To your last question, Amit, in terms of what will, from a Gujarat perspective, I think very strongly positioned. The recent union budget furthered the opportunity and the incentives that the state offers. And like I said, that along with sectoral domain is important. Infrastructure, of course, goes without saying. You already have that as a strength. Talent is going to be a key aspect. The nation is grappling with how do we skill for the future when the future of work itself is changing as rapidly. So while we are all training for AI today, a lot of the agents being built today may not be around in 2 years.
Is that so?
So how do you keep pace with technology that is changing as fast means bringing in skilling at a very fundamental level. And I think it's a great opportunity for Gujarat to continue to build on all the other strengths, to build on the skilling agenda, not just from an AI perspective, but combined with the core functional skills that you all already have in the state. If you do that effectively, that along with your geographic positioning, proximity to Mumbai, there's a brilliant opportunity. That's how I see it. Thank you.
Thank you. This is very, very helpful, Shalini. Someone who has been an engineer by profession, trained herself to become a chartered accountant, uncoding and recoding comes as a very, very important advice to all of us. Thank you. My next question is going to be to Gary. And Gary, before I bring the question, I am reminded of a situation where a regulator in a similar setup as we are seated was arguing with a big bond holder as to why the bond rates post GFC should be in a particular band and not as high as they were at that point of time. And the trader, the bond holder, was trying painstakingly to explain to the regulator that market works in a very different way. And the argument was not crossing a point. And finally, the trader very respectfully told the regulator that, sir, you have a view, we have a position. So Gary is a person who has a position not just in GCCs in India, but GCC in Ahmedabad. Qatar Airways started just 3-4 years back with less than 300 people in their GCC. And what he told me just now is they are at 1,500. And let's hear from the man who has the position on the ground. What has been your experience to run this GCC for the 22 hours that you spend in Ahmedabad every month? Why don't we hear from you about your experience and your expectation both? Thank you, Gary.
Good morning, and Amit, thank you for both the invitation and for that question. First of all, I think everybody globally likes to buy into a vision, and Harsh, I think there's a clear vision for Gujarat and Ahmedabad, which is exciting. And as a business, we're a global business, and we're looking for exciting, visionary global partners. We think we take a leadership position, and we certainly see leadership here in Gujarat. Our experience has been super good. We really like the state and the city. I've sourced work over 20 years all over India, worked very closely for a number of organizations. So we've sourced work out of Chennai and Bangalore and Mumbai, Pune, Gurgaon, all over the country. One thing that's been consistent over those 20 years has been talent and capability. So before we get to the state, for the country, I think there's a massive opportunity as you face forward with the scale of your population, the depth of the capability. And then for the city here, I think your proximity to the Gulf, less than 3 hours on the West Coast, very accessible, deep talent. You should think about how to leverage that even further. Now, for our teams, about 2/3 of the team are coming from the domestic diaspora, not from Gujarat. So 1/3 from Gujarat, 2/3 from across the rest of India. And I think there's an interesting trend there because you can make... AMD has a benefit of geography. So how you attract talent from across the country, lifestyle, infrastructure. For me, this is a very unique city in terms of it's very cohesive, both in its architecture and its infrastructure. And that's not a criticism, it's simply a comparison. I think it's an advantage that you have. It's easy to get around. It's easy for the people that we ask to work here for us from a lifestyle perspective. But also as people who visit very regularly, you make it easy for me. When I have to go to Mumbai, I have to take a very deep breath because I spend kind of 4 hours in the air and then 4 hours on the ground. And that's, it puts me off. But here, super quick. 2.5 hours in, 30 minutes on the ground. These things matter. So I think keeping ahead of the infrastructure race is very important because once you lose it, and I was in Chennai in 2010 and it changed between then and now. It was easy to get around, then it wasn't. Somebody else steps in, you lose that competitive advantage. So I think between those things, talent, location and infrastructure, there's a massive opportunity, and we've had a very good experience today, and we'll do more here as we go forward.
Super. It's so reassuring to hear that. On a lighter note, I'm reminded of earlier CRM voice notes, customer relationship, where they used to say, you are in queue, please wait. And that's what happens when you are landing into Mumbai or when you are driving into Mumbai. So I'm quite happy to hear what you experience in Ahmedabad. Thank you for that. Anuj, as the head of real estate company of your own, and who has worked with several clients globally largely, both also national clients, how would you effectively pitch? Minister at help all the time?
Yes, absolutely.
How would you pitch Ahmedabad Gift Gandhinagar corridor, were the minister to give you that brief to do that on his behalf? And what would you see in the developer side?
I know that the minister is going to go away. Sir, one minute. I want to take you with me to the US. And I want you to say exactly the way that you said. We have nothing else to say. What you said in the first 5 minutes is what we really want you to go in and say. And that, I think, our job is done.
और गुजरात की एक परंपरा रही है जो बोलते हैं वो करते हैं.
So that's why Minister is going to give you the task of pitching this corridor to
I'm
the
happy
international investors for GCC.
I think it's an interesting question is that if I was to be in the US, which I am, by the way, at the end of this month, pitching into corporates, what will be the pitch? Why do they need to come to Ahmedabad? Why do they need to come to Gandhinagar? Why do they need to come to GIFT? I think a lot of it has been said by the minister, by Shalini and Gary. My pitch would be as follows. Amit, I would say is GCC follows talent. Shalini said that very clearly. And, talent follows an ecosystem. And ecosystem, whatever said and done in Bangalore has been made. There is 40% of the GCCs are there out of the 2,400 odd GCCs. If you look at it, the leasing activity across India, 40% of every year leasing is done in Bangalore. So it is a system. But here's what my pitch is going to be when you compare Bangalore with Ahmedabad. One, office rentals are almost twice, if not more, in Bangalore than the office occupancy cost in here. Second, we all spoke about traffic and the productivity loss. And it is true, Shalini, in your city, you land and go to Whitefield. It's easier to land into Ahmedabad from Bangalore and come to this place than to get into Whitefield. So that's the second. Third is the infra pressure that we are finding in any of these cities. Gary mentioned it there as well as. The fourth minister said this as well as that the employee burnout that is happening, Amit, is very high. The quality or the livability index, what we are finding in Ahmedabad is far more superior. And it also has a very low friction, cost with the other things. So clearly, if you were to look at it from a real estate perspective, from an infra perspective, it does stand out very much up there. Second is, I think Shalini, you touched on this briefly, is that coding is going to be passé. So second is, Amit, is that the industrial intelligence that you have here is phenomenal. And GCCs are not necessarily coming for tech today. They are coming in on the manufacturing side, on the pharmaceutical side, on the R&D side. That intellect is available. They are not necessarily looking at coders. They are looking at scientists, doctors, chartered accountants. That is where a lot of what the industrial intelligence that you have is available. The third clearly is what the Honorable Minister also said is that the policy framework, the predictability, that is very much in there. The governance, which is very much there is. So you have a fantastic livability index, low cost, you have trust, you have governance, and you have the intellect capital on the industrial side. When we come on to the tech side, I think there is a bit of work yet to be done. So, it is quite a compulsive argument is that why would you not consider a corridor of Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, Gift City, given that you have all these benefits compared to a more established location like Bangalore?
Thank you so much, Anuj. That's, I think, both a blend of practical understanding and how a sales pitch would be done. Thank you for that. Nilam, for a Gujarati who has been in Gujarat but also been working now for a global corporation, and you've been leading the S&P Global's foray in the Gift City for a while, what will you like to tell the audience here, share your experiences, and more importantly, we talked about being in the corridor. How would you like us to know how can this be sustained and grown from someone who has been inside Gift for a while? Over to you.
Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much. First of all, to Million Minds and Shekhar Bhai to having me. For me, like all my life, I born, brought up, grew up here in India, in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. It's always a very different role, unlike my other colleagues here. They can probably come here, see, observe and tell. I have to actually absorb, correct on the other side, and also speak about it. So it's a double-edged sword for me, given, I've been here forever, and I'm a Gujarati. The journey, actually, and little bit about our organization, we are little over 16,000 employees across India, and which is nearly 40% of the total global staff that S&P Global has in India. We are the largest operation center of the whole world in India.
So you have 40,000 globally, and
yes.
of that 16,000 they work out of India.
Yes.
Thank you.
And out of that, I'm very proud to say that 2,500 actually here in Ahmedabad.
My. Of the 16,000, 2,500 in Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Impressive.
And we've been in this city for nearly 25 years. I'm completing 25 years with this company. So, and I was lucky to have, joined the setup from the very first day. So since then, I'm here. When it came to the conversation about, yes, gift is happening when S&P Global takes the call to start the operation. I was always like, okay, let's start with a few divisions which has a very common way to go on the highway. But as a company, we took a decision of opening the ratings division, which is the most complex and a very difficult to start in a new location. Absolutely. Because there are a lot of compliances, because you all know rating is the trust business. And when we say AAA, BBB, people believe it. And for that, we get a lot of money. So obviously, when you take up a function like that, which is most imminent and a critical into your overall business, it is definitely a very difficult decision. But it was made purely based on how gift was placed from the policy perspective, ease of doing business perspective, as well as how we actually saw the agility of the local government and central government. As Prime Minister Modi said in last Independence Day speech, that the growth of India by 2047 to make it Vikshit Bharat will come not through the 5 mega cities that we have in India. That will come with another 50 that we build in next 15 to 20 years. And we don't have much time, honestly. We just need to start doing it. And every time when I make a round at least once a week in Gift City, but the positivity and the vibrancy that we creating that ecosystem is so motivating. And I always look forward, like when I can have probably 200 more or 500 more or 800 more. And that's exactly what we're looking forward. We have seen all of that happens.
So I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. We're just going to take the audience live to witness Honorable Home Minister.
Yes, we are already live, and we can see that inauguration of the Million Minds is happening. Our Honorable Union Home Minister Sir, our Honorable CM Sir and Honorable Deputy CM Sir have arrived. Let's have a louder applause, guys. This is something incredible happening in Gujarat. हमारी संस्कृति के अनुसार हम दीप प्रज्वलन करते हैं किसी भी शुभ कार्य के आरंभ में। ज्योत से ज्योत जगाई जा रही है। It's indeed an important day for Ganesh Housing Limited, also for Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Now they will proceed towards the tour and the inauguration of also the Grammy University. I request Sir to kindly proceed further.
Sorry, Neelam, can you?
Yeah, no problem. Once again, congratulations to Shekhar Bhai and A Million Minds team for an amazing milestone. So yeah, we actually, always felt that whatever Honorable Minister talked when he was leaving, that we make a promise and we deliver it. That delivery has gone to, strategic table of the company where everybody looked India as a promising hub. We all would agree that last year or so has been into the turbulence time. And my friend Gary would probably agree with me more. But those who have operated in India or in Gujarat have operated very, very smoothly. The talent is committed. We have talent, and I have always seen an education institute and universities coming forward with a super hunger, telling us like what industry wants. And next 5 years, we're going to focus on that and deliver you what exactly you want for making a talent fittable into your ask. So that agility has gotten us here, and I'm sure, it's about a matter of time when GIFT become the real reality for, competing with the DIFC and Singapore and Hong Kong of the world. And I can't be more excited sitting here as a Gujarati to look at that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The advantage, ladies and gentlemen, of having an experienced panel like this who have been actually doing or setting up the business themselves, I think the laundry list of what you need is something you have already presented, and more importantly, I think Honorable Minister actually preempted us by telling us as to what they are looking at providing. So in a way, part 2 of our discussion is well covered, and in the interest of time, I am now moving to the next question. Anuj, I would like to come to you now. This is about the physical infrastructure. My friend here in the audience, Pravesh, who leads Tishman, who has been a collaborating partner with us in this particular project, gave me a very important piece of information once. He said the city of Manhattan within New York has grade A 1 billion square feet of real estate space. India is at about 700 million or so. You would know better. This grade A space becomes a physical prerequisite to building GCCs of world class, certainly talent. What your piece of advice would be to the developers with whom you've been working all your life? Over to you.
I think it's a very interesting question, is that what should the developers do really to be able to attract the GCCs and, fantastic building that has been done in here is, so I would start, Amit, by saying is that you need buildings like these more. Clearly, which has got wellness, ESG, the Shekhar Bhai was telling me is that the air quality, the culture which you are wanting to bring into these buildings, the walk from your residence, and hence you can do work, live, play, where you have an integrated facility, having a hotel, having retail, having offices, having residential. Clearly that is what the occupiers are looking at it from their employee base. Because one thing is clear is, Amit Bhai, that everybody is saying it's a game of talent.
Yes.
Now, how do you bring in the talent is the physical infrastructure, which the developers will have to really look at it is. My second point is that don't build it with an intent that the leasing market is good and hence let's just build a compromised, building. It has to be a building that has to withstand many cycles, and hence the quality of the building has to be just outstanding. It has to be 10, 20, 50 years later as well. The park does speak for itself. Third is that you will need more flex offices, flex spaces, incubation centers that you'll have to build in these formats. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. Look at it, if you were to speak with what Gary and S&P was really able to do it is, they started small. And hence you need that incubation center to be able to do it is. Where Bangalore, Hyderabad have really been able to do very well is that they've not done just one single million minds. they've had collective million minds, as a result of which you are going to be able to make this like a marketplace. So the recognition of the fact is that there will be many such investments that are going to be required of more integrated townships, of places where there is wellness, ESG, and that you are, as a building owner, investing in creating a culture within the occupiers of the building is what I feel that the developers will really need to do it is. I must put in a caveat as well as Amit Bhai, that these buildings are massive investments. And in these buildings, you cannot do strata sale. Small office, you cannot. You have to have it on leasing. So also, it's a recognition of the balance sheet of Ganesh Housing that you really need to have that kind of a backing, either as a private equity or your own equity, to be able to create something what has been put together, which is the finest in the world, because we have the finest talent that is available in the world, and hence they require the finest physical infrastructure.
So well said. Best talent will come to the best infrastructure, best social life, sustainability, quality of life. So welcome. Thank you. Neelam, as all my life I have been a corporate executive and in finance, and I do know rating is a very serious business. And you really built up the good part of rating business out of Ahmedabad. Very reassuring. If you were to look for other set of talent out of the same center for your corporate advisory business that you provide to your corporate clients, preparing them for better ratings, what are the challenges that you will see from the talent and ecosystem point of view, and how would you address that as a leader?
So, when I would say when we have done the most difficult part first, the rest is when we're doing the rest. I would go back probably 20 years and see how globally India was seen as a talent hub. So when many other GCCs and especially a BPO and KPO started coming to India, they saw that as an arbitrage opportunity. Maybe 60 versus $1, maybe little bit easy to get the workforce, maybe a little less attrition, that the people will stick around and also get the hardship done here versus when they are sleeping on the other side of the globe. Nothing wrong into that. That's how the time zones helped many companies to run 24/7, and we build ourselves. Plus 10 years, we have seen much bigger crowd speaking English, so the comfort was there to take on to the next level. Now when I see this, it has a different meaning altogether. With the global change happening into the AI and other technology disruption, India has led it. And we are now not betting India on arbitrage or the lower attrition, but we betting for India purely for the talent that we have gotten. And I'm sure, Shalini lives in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, and many more cities has enough tech talent. But the tier 2 cities that Anuj was talking about also has the enough talent. It's how you basically make them pluggable into what you want. And that's where we are exploring it, to utilize this as an opportunity where we already have established operations, how we can scale it to the next level where most critical job of our business been done here. And we have already started, we already took the flight. Now it's about how fast we can go to migrate that, or probably get and consume the growth of next decade through putting a fuel from these operation centers. And we are 100% committed to make it happen.
Gary, as they say, you put 300 plus different moods on an aircraft and multi-dozens of cultures. So you guys are pro at it. If you were to put a multinational, multicultural GCC out of this corridor, what would your thoughts be? What would your advice be, both to the developers as well as to the policymakers? Multinational, multicultural, multi-talented. Something that you guys do for living, flying planes every day with that kind of combination. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, look, on kind of the building, the developer side, I think everything you say is correct, right? Lifestyle, integrated, and you've got cohesive infrastructure here, so that works. I think what you need, what you may consider for global businesses like us is how accessible can the market be? And that really comes from confidence. So I think you mentioned we think big, but we start small. And we scaled from 400 to 1,500. You've got 2,500. I'm sure the 16,000 started with a smaller number. So as you build confidence, that really comes down to trust. And as we move into AI and digital, one of the things we'd be really interested in and welcome would probably be more regulation around data security. So if we move our work here to access the talent and access the infrastructure, how do we know our data's safe? And that's not an India concern, that's a global concern. So I think there's a first mover advantage there, I think, in the new world order that seems to be emerging as we head towards 2030. To look after India, I think you're going to have to be open to global data security and giving that confidence to the businesses that come. I think that's one that's really important. And on a second point, which is kind of linked, data security and then bilateral agreements. So as an airline, sometimes we struggle even to get to Gujarat because our flights are so full. We only fly once daily. We'd like to fly wide body more often. So there's a broader picture which underpins our ability to do work, which comes from data security regulation, the Reserve Bank of India, all of that coming together and removing some of the friction. Not the barriers, but the friction. I think very respectful of the need for regulation and national security, but maybe removing the friction from that would help us do even more.
Thank you. Not barriers, not friction, but collaboration is what you are saying.
Correct.
And that would establish trust and confidence for us to move forward. Thank you.
So this is the last question.
Absolute last question. Lady has the last say before I conclude for a minute. Thank you. Shalini, 100 billion, 120 billion, wherever we are. Your genuine assessment, very quick and short, how do we really reach $1 trillion GCC business? What are the impediments? You've been working with the government, so over to you and then I'll conclude. Thank you.
Okay, it's audible, right? Yeah. So I think couple of very critical enablers. A lot of it has already been covered, and India is really ready to script the next phase of GCC growth. Global headwinds are going to continue as we see it in the foreseeable future. So how do we embrace technology, leverage the model we have built in to truly unlock the potential of what our demographic dividend has to offer? So making sure that we skill the future, again I repeat, from a techno-functional standpoint, embracing technology as we operate in this so-called zero trust environment is going to be critical. So I think we've covered it all. And Amit, I can see there a rush to wrap up. So I'll stop with that. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all. This is going to be a very different world that we'll be living in. Very quickly, what mutual funds were doing a decade ago, where they were collecting 60,000 plus crores every year, and this March, mutual funds collected 68,000 crores. I see a similar trend for GCCs in India. Thank you very much. Thank you all. We had a lovely session. Thank you. Thank you, Dhwani.
Hello. Can you step forward for the group photograph? And we need to set the stage as our esteemed dignitaries are arriving in a very short while from now. You can come forward, please, all of you. Thank you so much. Allow us a few moments to set up the stage, please. Thank you. માનનીય કેન્દ્રીય ગૃહ અને સહકારિતા મંત્રી શ્રી, માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી અને માનનીય નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી સમગ્ર પરિસરની ટૂર લીધા પછી વિધિવત ઉદ્ઘાટન કર્યા પછી તેઓ અહીંયા પધારી રહ્યા છે. our honorable dignitaries are arriving and आप सभी से हम नम्र अनुरोध करते हैं कि जब वे इस सभा मंडप में पधारे, हम सभी अपने स्थान से खड़े होकर उनका स्वागत करें, अभिवादन करें। We request everyone to kindly rise, please. आप सभी से निवेदन है कि हम सभी खड़े हो जाएं। आइए तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं हमारे देश के आदरणीय केंद्रीय गृह एवं सहकारिता मंत्री श्री। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है माननीय श्री अमित भाई शाह सर। साथ में हम बहुत बहुत स्वागत करते हैं हमारे गुजरात राज्य के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल, हर्ष भाई संघवी हमारे माननीय नायब मुख्यमंत्री श्री। We also welcome on stage Shri Deepak Bhai Patel, Chairman, Ganesh Housing Limited, Shri Shekhar Bhai Patel, Managing Director, Ganesh Housing Limited. आइए मंचस्थ विराजमान सभी महानुभाव का एक बार पुनः हम लोग तालियों के साथ स्वागत करें, अभिवादन करें। ધન્યવાદ। આપણા આંગણે પધારેલા અતિથિઓનું સન્માન કરવાની હવે વેળા છે। દેવીઓ और सज्जनों, आज हम सिर्फ आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और टेक्नोलॉजी की नींव नहीं रख रहे हैं, बल्कि हमारी धरती के सुनहरे और हरे भरे भविष्य की ओर भी एक मजबूत कदम बढ़ा रहे हैं। आज हमारे अतिथियों का सम्मान पारंपरिक मोमेंटो से नहीं, बल्कि एक बेहद अनोखे और मूल्यवान ग्रीन सर्टिफिकेट से किया जाएगा। यह सर्टिफिकेट इस बात का प्रमाण है कि गणेश हाउसिंग लिमिटेड द्वारा अपनी CSR गतिविधि के तहत नासिक महाराष्ट्र में 1000 पेड़ लगाए जाएंगे और उनका पूरा पालन पोषण किया जाएगा। विकास के साथ पर्यावरण के संतुलन की इस खूबसूरत सोच के लिए हम गणेश हाउसिंग लिमिटेड के आभारी हैं। सर्वप्रथम હું દીપકભાઈ પટેલને વિનંતી કરું છું કે તેઓ માનનીય કેન્દ્રીય ગૃહ અને સહકારિતા મંત્રી શ્રી અમિતભાઈ શાહનું હાર્દિક સન્માન અને સ્વાગત કરે ગ્રીન સર્ટિફિકેટની સાથે। પ્રત્યેક મહાનુભાવ વતી 1000 પેડ 1000 વૃક્ષનું વાવણી થશે, જતન થશે। હવે હું શેખરભાઈ પટેલને વિનંતી કરીશ કે તેઓ ગુજરાતના આપણા લોકલાડીલા મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલનું આદરપૂર્વક સન્માન કરશો। હું શ્રી અનમોલ પટેલને વિનંતી કરીશ કે તેઓ ગુજરાતના માનનીય નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી હર્ષભાઈ સંઘવી સાહેબનું આત્મીય સ્વાગત કરશો। ખૂબ ખૂબ ધન્યવાદ। મહાનુભાવના આત્મીય સ્વાગત પછી હું હવે શ્રી અનમોલ પટેલને વિનંતી કરીશ કે તેઓ મંચ પર પધારે અને અત્રે ઉપસ્થિત આપણા અતિથિ વિશેષો અને સમસ્ત સભાગૃહમાં ઉપસ્થિત મહેમાનોનું શબ્દો દ્વારા સ્વાગત કરશો। વેલકમ।
Good afternoon, Honorable Union Home Minister Shri Amit Bhai Shah, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Shri Harsh Bhai Sanghvi, respected guests members of the media, and everyone present here today, a very warm welcome. હું બહુ ગર્વથી કહી શકું છું કે ઓનરેબલ પ્રાઇમ મિનિસ્ટર શ્રી નરેન્દ્ર મોદીનું ઇન્ડિયા બની રહ્યું છે અને જબરજસ્ત બની રહ્યું છે. I would like to sincerely thank the leadership present here today for the vision and commitment that is transforming Gujarat before our eyes. From energy parks and semiconductor hubs to the bullet train project and urban development vision that is making Ahmedabad one of the most livable, beautiful and forward-looking cities. અટલ બ્રિજ પર ચાલો એટલે લંડનના મિલેનિયમ બ્રિજ પર ચાલતા હોય એવું લાગે છે અને રિવરફ્રન્ટ તો એને બી ટક્કર આપી દે એવું છે. Gujarat has always been a state that leads from one of India's great industrial heartlands to a destination for innovation, technology, and global enterprise. Growth is a part of Gujarat's mindset. This state has earned its place through the strength of its institutions, the spirit of its people, and a governing vision that has consistently turned potential into reality. And at the heart of that is Ahmedabad. I would like to take a moment to remember my grandfather, late Shri Govindbhai C. Patel, who was a true visionary. He saw what others did not. He had a spirit that was impossible to defeat. He left behind a legacy that is undeniable. Standing here today, I know he would have been proud. My father, Deepak Bhai, with his quiet strength and selfless nature, and my uncle Shekhar Bhai, with his relentless ambition and belief that what we could always build, we can build greater, together carried that conviction forward. And today, my sister Aneri, my brother Amanveer, and I have been fortunate to receive good education, to see the world, and now feel deeply responsible to take this legacy forward. We are committed to not only build for Ahmedabad, but to give back to Ahmedabad. At Ganesh Housing, we have grown with Gujarat for decades. And along that journey, one thought stayed with us. If Gujarat is moving into its next era of growth, then the ecosystems we build must grow with Gujarat too. That thought eventually became the foundation for Million Minds Tech City. Million Minds is a project deeply close to my heart. It is more than just a real estate project. It is 65 acres of fully integrated city, built to the highest global standards, where world-class offices and residences are just the beginning. It is built for the industries of tomorrow, global capability centers, AI infrastructure, data centers, research and innovation labs, and the digital backbone that will define the Ahmedabad-Gandhinagar Gift City technology corridor. And beyond the work, it's a city that actually lives. From luxury residences to co-living, world-class hospitality, retail, healthcare, education, arts and culture, everything that makes people choose a place not just to work, but to belong to. We believe Gujarat is ready to welcome the world's finest companies, to plant their roots here, to grow their teams here, and to make this their home. And equally, we believe the entrepreneurs and companies born on this land have everything it takes to compete globally. We are proud that Million Minds can play a small part in this larger story, a story being written by the vision and determination of our Prime Minister and by millions of people who deeply believe in what this country and this state are capable of. And we carry forward with one larger purpose in mind, to contribute in every way we can to our Prime Minister's vision of a Viksit Bharat, a developed, self-reliant India that the world looks up to. Commonwealth and Olympics માટે તો અમે બધા રાહ જોઈ જ રહ્યા છે. Gujarat is ready and now we are ready. Thank you everyone.
Thank you very much, Anmol Bhai, for your warm welcome words and also for the introductory remarks. Devi or Sachino, હવે એ ઐતિહાસિક ક્ષણ આવી ગઈ છે જ્યારે મિલિયન માઇન્સ ટેક પાર્ક આઈટી અને ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર લેન્ડસ્કેપને ગુજરાતથી લઈ એક વૈશ્વિક ઓળખ આપશે. પ્રગતિનો એક નવો અધ્યાય શરૂ થશે. આ ટેક પાર્ક માત્ર એક ઇમારત નથી, પણ નવા ભારતના કરોડો યુવાનોના સપનાઓને પાંખો આપવાનું એક વૈશ્વિક કેન્દ્ર છે. They say the best way to predict the future is to build it. Today, we aren't just opening a tech park. We are unlocking a universe of endless possibilities. This is the epicenter of tomorrow, sending out a resounding message to the world. If you want to conquer the future, come, grow with Gujarat. और जब देश का नेतृत्व मजबूत और बुलंद हो तो ये संकल्प सिद्ध होते देर नहीं लगती. आज ऐसे ही संकल्प को सिद्धि बनते देखने का समय आ चुका है. હું માનનીય કેન્દ્રીય ગૃહ અને સહકારિતા મંત્રી શ્રી અમિતભાઈ શાહને અત્યંત આદરપૂર્વક સાદર વિનંતી કરું છું કે આપ આપના શુભ હસ્તે આ ભવ્ય મિલિયન માઇન્સ ટેક પાર્કનું ડિજિટલ અનાવરણ કરશો અને ગ્રો વિથ ગુજરાતની આ ક્રાંતિની શરૂઆત કરશો. આવો તાળીઓ સાથે આ ક્ષણને વધાવીએ.
The story of Gujarat began with a single thread. A century ago, that thread sparked an industrial awakening the world could not ignore. From this soil emerged the economic backbone of a nation. Raw cotton became enterprise. Enterprise became legacy. We didn't just grow cotton. We built the spirit of entrepreneurship that placed Gujarat on the global map. Ahmedabad, the Manchester of the East. A city forged through resilience, ambition, and relentless enterprise. The landscape has changed, but the mindset remains. Today, Ahmedabad stands as a global powerhouse, a city welcoming the world. From the grandeur of the 2030 Commonwealth Games to the vision of Olympics 2036. And as the world arrives here, Gujarat is shaping a new era of value creation. From the intelligence of Gift City, home to global giants like Google and Oracle, to the semiconductor ambitions of Dholera. This is the foundation of India's multi-trillion-dollar future. A region connected by international gateways, high-speed rail, and world-class infrastructure. A place where India's scale meets Gujarat's unmatched execution. And here, at the heart of this twin city corridor, rises a new blueprint for the new economy. Million Minds Tech City, Ahmedabad's first Grade A CES Tech City. Not just a destination, but the operational brain for the world's most ambitious organizations. 65 acres of integrated tech ecosystem, 18 million square feet of dedicated tech parks, 10 million square feet of commercial spaces, 6 million square feet of luxury residences, 2 million square feet of mixed-use development. Here, silicon is the new fiber, data is the new weave, and infrastructure powers limitless scale. This is where innovation accelerates, where global enterprises establish command centers for the future. This is your moment to build world's next, to scale without limits, to shape the future from the center of India's fastest rising growth corridor. Million Minds Tech City, the legacy of Gujarat reimagined for the world. Build, scale, lead. Million Minds Tech City, your future activated.
Thank you, and we wish many good luck to the project Million Minds Tech Park by Ganesh Housing Limited. કોઈ પણ વૈશ્વિક પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ ત્યારે જ સાકાર થાય છે જ્યારે રાજ્યનું નેતૃત્વ સ્થિર, મક્કમ અને પ્રગતિશીલ હોય. જેમના કુશળ માર્ગદર્શન હેઠળ આજે ગુજરાત ગ્લોબલ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ અને આધુનિક ટેકનોલોજીનું સૌથી મોટું હબ બન્યું છે. જેઓ પોતાના નિર્ણાયક અને મક્કમ અભિગમથી ગુજરાતના વિકાસને એક નવી ગતિ આપી રહ્યા છે. તેવા ગુજરાતના લોકપ્રિય માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલને હું ખૂબ જ આદરપૂર્વક વિનંતી કરું છું કે તેઓ આ મિલિયન માઇન્ડ્સ ટેક પાર્કના ઉદ્ઘાટન પ્રસંગે આપણને સૌને સંબોધિત કરે. આવો તાળીઓ સાથે તેઓને આવકારીએ.
મિલિયન માઇન્ડ ટેક પાર્ક ફેઝ 1ના ઉદ્ઘાટન કાર્યક્રમમાં આપણી સૌની સાથે મંચ ઉપર ઉપસ્થિત માનનીય કેન્દ્રીય ગૃહ તથા સહકાર્ય મંત્રી શ્રી અમિતભાઈ શાહ સાહેબ, મારા સાથી નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી હર્ષભાઈ સંઘવી, ગણેશ હાઉસિંગ લિમિટેડના ચેરમેન શ્રી દીપકભાઈ પટેલ, એમડી શ્રી શેખરભાઈ પટેલ, આમંત્રિત સર્વે મહાનુભાવ, પ્રેસ મીડિયાના મિત્રો, સૌને મારા નમસ્કાર. વિશ્વ નેતાના આદરણીય વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના નેતૃત્વ અને માર્ગદર્શનમાં ગુજરાતે વિકાસની રાજનીતિને જે દિશા દેશને બતાવી છે તે આજે એક રાષ્ટ્રીય વિચારધારા બની ગઈ છે. સ્થાનિક સ્વરાજ્યની ચૂંટણીઓથી લઈને 5 રાજ્યોની વિધાનસભા ચૂંટણી સુધી દેશમાં સૌએ વિકાસની આ રાજનીતિને વધાવી છે. એમાં પણ પશ્ચિમ બંગાળમાં વિકાસ, સુશાસન અને રાષ્ટ્ર પ્રથમની વિચારધારાને મળેલા પ્રચંડ જનસમર્થન બદલ આપણા સૌ વતી યશસ્વી ગૃહ અને સહકારિતા મંત્રી શ્રી અમિતભાઈને ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન પાઠવું છું અને હૃદયથી ગુજરાતમાં સ્વાગત કરું છું. માન્ય વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના દ્રષ્ટિવંત નેતૃત્વ અને માન્ય શ્રી અમિતભાઈના દિશા દર્શનમાં દેશ આજે તૃષ્ટિકરણ નહીં પરંતુ સૌના સાથ, સૌનો વિકાસ, સૌનો વિશ્વાસ અને સૌના પ્રયાસના મંત્ર સાથે વિકાસની નવી ઊંચાઈઓ આંબે છે. શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ વિકાસનું વિઝન આપ્યું અને શ્રી અમિતભાઈએ તેને જન જન સુધી પહોંચાડવામાં ઐતિહાસિક ભૂમિકા ભજવી છે. ગુજરાત આજે એ જ દૂરંદેશી નીતિના કારણે ભારતના વિકાસનું મોડેલ બન્યું છે. વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના માર્ગદર્શનમાં ગુજરાતે મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ, પોર્ટ્સ, ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર, ગ્રીન એનર્જી, ફાર્મા અને રોકાણ ક્ષેત્રે અભૂતપૂર્વ પ્રગતિ કરી છે. હવે વિકાસનો નવો અધ્યાય હાઈ સ્કિલ, એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ અને ટેકનોલોજી ડ્રીવન ઇકોનોમી પર આધારિત બનવા જઈ રહ્યો છે. મિલિયન માઇન્ડ ટેક પાર્ક આ દિશામાં એક મોટી પહેલ છે. આ પ્રોજેક્ટ માત્ર રિયલ એસ્ટેટનો પ્રોજેક્ટ નથી. અહીંયા પ્રથમ તબક્કામાં હાઈ સ્કિલ, એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ સર્જન અને સંપૂર્ણ વિકાસ થયા પછી હજારો રોજગારીની તકો ઊભી થશે. ડિજિટલ ઇકોનોમી, એઆઈ, સેમિકન્ડક્ટર, ગ્લોબલ કેપેબિલિટી સેન્ટર અને નોલેજ બેઝડ સર્વિસીસ પર ગુજરાત 2.0નું સપનું સાકાર થવાનું છે. રાજ્ય સરકારની આઈટી પોલિસી, જીસીસી પોલિસી અને કેન્દ્ર સરકારના બજેટમાં ઇમર્જિંગ સેક્ટર્સને પ્રોત્સાહનની જોગવાઈઓથી આવનાર દિવસોમાં ગુજરાતમાં આઈટી સેક્ટર ખૂબ પ્રગતિ કરશે. આ સેક્ટર માત્ર નોકરીઓ નહીં પરંતુ એન્જિનિયર્સ, એઆઈ સ્પેશિયાલિસ્ટ, ડિઝાઇનર્સ, ફાઇનાન્શિયલ પ્રોફેશનલ્સ, ફાર્મા રિસર્ચ અને યુવા ઇનોવેટર્સ માટે ઉચ્ચ કારકિર્દીની તકો પૂરી પાડશે, એમાં કોઈ શંકા નથી. ગિફ્ટ સિટી આજે ગુજરાતના નાણાકીય અને વૈશ્વિક સર્વિસ ઇકોસિસ્ટમનું ગૌરવ બન્યું છે. ગુજરાત વૈશ્વિક સ્તરનું ફાઇનાન્શિયલ અને ટેકનોલોજી ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર સફળતાપૂર્વક ઊભું કરી શકે છે તેનું ઉત્તમ ઉદાહરણ ગિફ્ટ સિટીએ પૂરું પાડ્યું છે. બીજી તરફ સાણંદ ધોલેરા વિસ્તારમાં વિકસી રહેલી સેમિકન્ડક્ટર ઇકોસિસ્ટમ ગુજરાતને સેમિકન્ડક્ટર હબ બનાવશે. ગિફ્ટ સિટી અને ધોલેરા બે ગુજરાતના આગામી આર્થિક યુગના શક્તિશાળી એન્જિન બનશે. તાજેતરમાં જ અમદાવાદ ધોલેરા વચ્ચે 20,000 કરોડથી વધુના ખર્ચે बननारी देशनी पहली सेमी हाई स्पीड रेल प्रोजेक्ट ने वडाप्रधान श्री नरेंद्र भाईए मंजूरी आपी छे ते बदल पण हूँ वडाप्रधान श्रीनो खूब खूब आभार मानु छूं। आ प्रकारना इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर साथे आ आखू क्लस्टर देश विदेशथी रोकाणो आकर्षवामां सफल रहेशे। अमदावाद आजे भारतना सौथी झड़पथी विकसता शहेरोमांनुं एक छे। मेट्रो, रिवरफ्रंट, एक्सप्रेसवे, आधुनिक शहरी सुविधाओं અને મજબૂત કનેક્ટિવિટી સાથે આ વર્લ્ડ હેરિટેજ સિટીએ વિકાસ બી વિરાસત બીનો વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનો મંત્ર સાકાર કર્યો છે। કોમનવેલ્થ ગેમની યજમાની માટે વિકસી રહેલા ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર સાથે અમદાવાદ ગ્લોબલ સિટી તરીકે ઉભરી રહ્યું છે। વિકસિત ભારત 2047ના સ્વપ્નને સાકાર કરવા માટે આ મિલેનિયમ માઇન્ડ ટેક પાર્કથી ગુજરાત મહત્વપૂર્ણ યોગદાન આપશે। આવા આધુનિક પ્રકલ્પ માટે ગણેશ ગ્રુપના દીપકભાઈ અને શેખરભાઈને પણ અભિનંદન પાઠવું છું। માન્ય વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના નેતૃત્વ અને આદરણીય અમિતભાઈના માર્ગદર્શનમાં ગુજરાત ભારતનું અગ્રણી ટેકનોલોજી અને ઇનોવેશન હબ બનશે એવા વિશ્વાસ સાથે વિરમું છું। ભારત માતા કી જય, વંદે માતરમ, જય જય ગરવી ગુજરાત।
માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી સાહેબ, રાજ્યનો વિકાસનો રોડ મેપ અમારી સમક્ષ રજૂ કરવા માટે અને મિલિયન માઇન્ડ્સ ટેક પાર્કને શુભકામનાઓ આપવા માટે આપનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર। અને હવે જેમની માત્ર હાજરીથી જ સમગ્ર હોલમાં એક અનોખી ઉર્જાનો સંચાર થઈ જાય છે, જેમના નિર્ણયોમાં હિમાલય જેવી દ્રઢતા છે, જેમની લીડરશિપ લોખંડી છે અને જેમના એક જ અવાજમાં આખો દેશ અખંડતા અને સુરક્ષાનો અતૂટ ભરોસો અનુભવે છે, જેમણે સહકારથી સમૃદ્ધિના મંત્રને જમીન પર સાકાર કર્યો છે અને જેઓ આપણા ગુજરાતના પનોતા પુત્ર છે। લોખંડી પુરુષ સરદાર વલ્લભભાઈ પટેલની એ જે વિરાસતને આજે વૈશ્વિક પટલ પર ગર્વથી આગળ ધપાવનારા ભારતના યશસ્વી માનનીય કેન્દ્રીય ગૃહ અને સહકારિતા મંત્રી શ્રી અમિતભાઈ શાહ સાહેબને આવો તાળીઓના નાદ સાથે આવકારીએ તેઓના વિશેષ સંબોધન અર્થે। વેલકમ સર।
आज के इस महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम में मेरे साथ मंच पर उपस्थित गुजरात राज्य के सफल और लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल, गुजरात राज्य के उप मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान हर्ष संघवी, गणेश हाउसिंग लिमिटेड के चेयरमैन श्री दीपक पटेल जी, श्री शेखर पटेल जी और आज के कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित सभी महानुभावों को मेरा नमस्कार। आज अहमदाबाद की भूमि पर दो नए इनिशिएटिव एक साथ शुरू हो रहे हैं। एक तो मिलियन माइंड्स टेक पार्क और दूसरा एक यूनिवर्सिटी जो अपने आप में नए तरीके की यूनिवर्सिटी है, जिसकी बहुत जरूरियात काफी समय से महसूस की जा रही थी। इसके बारे में भी मैं बाद में बात करूंगा। आज गुजरात के भविष्य के लिए एक बहुत बड़े विजन के साथ देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो स्वप्न देखा है, इसकी परिपूर्ति के दिशा में आज एक बहुत बड़े माइलस्टोन को हम अचीव करने जा रहे हैं। मोदी जी का विजन है टेक्नोलॉजी, इनोवेशन, ज्ञान, उद्यमिता और उच्च कौशल आधारित गुजरात में इंडस्ट्री भी आए और रोजगारी की निर्मित भी हो। और इस सब के आधार पर ही गुजरात जो वर्षों से आजादी के समय से हर क्षेत्र में देश का नेतृत्व कर रहा है, न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी के क्षेत्र में भी गुजरात देश का नेतृत्व करे और पूरा देश और दुनिया जानता है कि गुजरात ने मजबूती के साथ जिस क्षेत्र में कदम रखा है वहां टॉप 1, 2, 3 जाने में कभी गुजरात देर नहीं लगाता। मुझे भरोसा है कि यहां पर भी हम यही इतिहास का पुनरावृत्ति करेंगे। मित्रों, गुजरात ने आजादी के समय से ही देश के औद्योगिक विकास में बहुत बड़ा योगदान दिया है और ये हमारा ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है। परंतु मोदी जी के गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद उन्होंने इसको एक स्ट्रक्चर स्वरूप देने का हमेशा प्रयास किया है। औद्योगिक विकास, आधारभूत संरचनाएं, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, उद्यमिता आधारित डेवलपमेंट, इसमें गुजरात की एक वैश्विक पहचान बनाने में 2002 से 2025 की ये यात्रा बहुत सफल रही है। मैं पूरे देश में घूमता हूं, कई राज्य ऐसे हैं जो औद्योगिक रूप से बहुत आगे बढ़े हैं। उनके मुख्यमंत्रियों के साथ, वहां के उद्योजकों के साथ बहुत डिटेल चर्चा होती है। मैं विश्वास से कह रख सकता हूं कि इंडस्ट्री का इतना स्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट गुजरात के अलावे कहीं नहीं देखा गया। इसका मूल कारण है कि गुजराती लोग परंपरा से उद्योग साहसिकता का अपने डीएनए में ही गुण लेकर आगे बढ़े हैं और उसके साथ साथ समय समय पर सरकारों ने इसके अनुकूल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाने में बड़ी मदद की है। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से मतलब मेरा सिर्फ भौतिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से नहीं है, नीतियों का निर्माण, एनवायरनमेंट, फाइनेंस की व्यवस्था, सरकार का प्रोएक्टिव अप्रोच और वाइब्रेंट गुजरात जैसे मंच देकर गुजरात के इंडस्ट्रियल विकास को हमने बहुत आगे बढ़ाया है। पूरी दुनिया इसका स्वीकार करती है। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, इंजीनियरिंग, फार्मास्यूटिकल, पोर्ट्स, लॉजिस्टिक, ग्रीन एनर्जी, इंडस्ट्रियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और इन्वेस्टमेंट, ये सभी क्षेत्रों में हमने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है। मगर अब बारी है गुजरात को सर्विस सेक्टर में भी टॉप 1, 2, 3 में ले जाने की। और सर्विस सेक्टर में जब हमें 1 से 3 में आना है, बेंगलुरु, हैदराबाद, पुणे, गुरुग्राम, ये सबके समकक्ष अगर अहमदाबाद ने अपने आप को प्रस्तापित करना है तो इस तरह के टेक पार्क बहुत जरूरी है। एक प्रकार से गुजरात के अब तक की आर्थिक गतिविधियों में मोदी जी ने विगत 2-3 साल से टेक पार्क्स और जीसीसी पर बड़ा बल दिया है। एक प्रकार से हमारी सारी आर्थिक गतिविधियों का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है। गुजरात की आर्थिक गतिविधियों का तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो भी ही रहा है, मगर गणेश ग्रुप का भी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन एक प्रकार से आज हो रहा है। मुझे तो बड़ा आनंद है, मैं दोनों भाइयों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि एक परंपरागत बिजनेस से अलग हटकर आपने नया सोचा है, एक साहस है और मैं ईश्वर से जरूर प्रार्थना करूंगा कि ये साहस आपका सफल हो और नई पीढ़ी इसको आगे बढ़ाए। अनमोल को भाषण करता देख बहुत आनंद आता था। कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ नई पीढ़ी जब आगे बढ़ती है तो स्वाभाविक रूप से आनंद आता है। आज मिलेनियम माइंड टेक पार्क फेज 1 का यहां उद्घाटन किया है। लगभग 1100 करोड़ की लागत से 13,50,000 वर्ग फुट क्षेत्र यहां पर बन गया है और पहले चरण में ही 9,000 हाई स्किल प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए सुविधापूर्ण तरीके से काम करने का एक बहुत अच्छा वातावरण ये मिलेनियम माइंड टेक पार्क उपस्थित करेगा। जब मुझे शेखर जी निमंत्रण देने के लिए आए थे, तब मैंने पहले तो पीयूष गोयल जी की ओर उनको डाइवर्ट करने का प्रयास किया था, मगर थोड़े चिपकू स्टाइल के व्यक्ति है, उन्होंने मुझे पूरा ब्रोशर समझाया। तब मुझे भी लगा कि मेरे मत क्षेत्र में और विशेषकर त्रागड़ में जब एक कर रहे हैं तो मुझे जरूर जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि त्रागड़ एक ऐसा क्षेत्र है। जब मैं 97 में विधायक बना, यहाँ EMTS भी नहीं आती थी, ST भी नहीं आती थी और ट्रेन भी नहीं आती। 97 तक एक क्षेत्र पूरा कटा हुआ क्षेत्र था और आज मैंने मेरी पायलट वाहन वालों को कहा था जरा घुमा फिरा कर ले जाना। त्रागड़ देखकर हृदय में सच अर्थ में बहुत शांति और आनंद का अनुभव हो रहा है। ये प्रोजेक्ट का पहला चरण है, 7 चरण होने वाले हैं। लगभग 15,000 करोड़ की लागत से 5 साल में 63,000 से ज्यादा हाई वैल्यू जॉब्स का यहां पर निर्मित होगा। और ये 65 एकड़ भूमि एक प्रकार से जहां हम थोड़े कम है गुजरात की दृष्टि से, वो कमी पूरी करने में मुझे बहुत बड़ा आनंद है कि बहुत बड़ी योगदान देगी। 50% स्पेस को इन्होंने कॉमर्शियल स्पेस रखा है। इसके साथ साथ मॉल, होटल और रेसिडेंशियल स्पेस, ये सब मिल मिलाकर अपने आप में एक कंप्लीट टेक पार्क का प्लानिंग यहां पर हुआ है। और इसके लिए मैं सच अर्थ में गणेश ग्रुप को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं। मित्रों, यहां पर आज गणेश रियल एस्टेट मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट ग्रेमी का भी शुभारंभ हुआ है। एक प्रकार से रियल एस्टेट मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट ये पूरे भारत के लिए आज की बहुत जरूरी शुरुआत है। रियल एस्टेट के क्षेत्र में हमारा देश इसी तरह से आगे बढ़ता गया जैसे जरूरियात पूरी करने के लिए ही इसका योगदान है। ये इंडस्ट्री को कभी किसी ने समग्रता से सोचा ही नहीं। ढेर सारे पहलू, पर्यावरण से लेकर प्लानिंग से लेकर टाउन प्लानिंग की स्कीम का एक हिस्से से लेकर ढेर सारे इश्यू इसके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। कभी किसी ने इसको समग्रता से एड्रेस करने का प्रयास नहीं किया है। और मित्रों, जब टाउन प्लानिंग ठीक नहीं होता है तो अच्छे शहर नहीं बनते। दुर्भाग्य की बात है कि हमारे शहर, देश में ज्यादातर शहर बसते बसते बस गए और बाद में हम सुविधा पूरी करते गए। मुझे याद है सुरेंद्र भाई बैठे थे जब औडा के चेयरमैन थे। टाउन प्लानिंग स्कीम मोदी सरकार ने जब इंट्रोड्यूस की, तभी लोगों के रहने के आने के पहले सुविधा का विचार की शुरुआत भारत में पहली बार हुई। और मुझे लगता है अभी भी इस क्षेत्र में दुनिया तकनीक की दृष्टि से बहुत आगे निकल चुकी है, प्लानिंग की दृष्टि से बहुत आगे निकल चुकी है। बहुत ऐसे आयाम है जिस पर हमारी तो अभी सोसाइटी के नाते नजर ही नहीं पड़ी। ये सारी चीजों को समग्रता से सोचने के लिए इसको एक स्टडी के रूप में, कोर्स के रूप में डेवलप करने के लिए गणेश रियल एस्टेट मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट मैं मानता हूं कि बहुत बड़ा योगदान हो सकता है कि शुरुआत इसके सभी डायमेंशन को कवर न करे। हो सकता है कि ये शुरुआत में विश्व भर में जो कुछ विकास हुआ है, जो सोचा गया है, इसका प्रतिबिंब इसमें न दिखाई पड़े, मगर शुरुआत हुई है तो आगे भी बढ़ेगा और अच्छे से आगे बढ़ेगा, इसका मुझे विश्वास है। यहां पर 30,000 स्क्वायर फीट में पहले बैच में 300 बच्चे पढ़ाई करेंगे और इसका मुख्य कैंपस आने वाले दिनों में थॉल लेक के समीप अहमदाबाद से थोड़ी ही दूर बनने वाला है। लगभग 500 करोड़ की लागत से 100 एकड़ भूमि में जब ये इंस्टीट्यूट पूर्ण स्वरूप ले लेगा, तब मुझे लगता है न केवल गुजरात, देश भर के रियल एस्टेट के क्षेत्र में आज के समय के बदलाव के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा काम होगा। इस क्षेत्र में कुशल नेतृत्व की भी जरूरत है और आधुनिक सोच की भी जरूरत है। इसके साथ साथ दुनिया भर में जो परिवर्तन हो रहे हैं, ये परिवर्तनों के भारत की परिस्थिति के अनुकूल इसको स्वीकार कर आगे बढ़ने की भी जरूरत है। मुझे तो लगता है कि ये बहुत देरी से शुरुआत हो रही है, मगर शुरुआत हो रही है, इसका मैं हृदय से स्वागत कर रहा हूं और मैं आशा करता हूं कि विश्व स्तरीय टेक्नोलॉजी का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप करने में इस क्षेत्र में भी ग्रेमी आने वाले दिनों में बहुत बड़ा योगदान करेगी, इसका मुझे पूरा भरोसा है। मित्रों, एआई, डीप टेक ये भविष्य की अर्थव्यवस्था है और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के दीर्घदृष्टिपूर्ण नेतृत्व ने जितने भी नए सेक्टर, इमर्जिंग सेक्टर है विश्व में, इसमें आज भारत फाउंडर बना हुआ है। एक जमाना था कि हम कई क्षेत्रों में बहुत पीछे लग गए थे। आने वाले 25 साल में जो सेक्टर विश्व की अर्थनीति को, विश्व के अर्थतंत्र को दिशा देंगे, वो सभी क्षेत्र में आज भारत फाउंडर बनकर अपनी मजबूत उपस्थिति को दर्ज करा रहा है और यही बता रहा है कि भारत का भविष्य बहुत सुनहरा है। एआई और डीप टेक के जो भविष्य है, इसके लिए इसके जैसे टेक पार्क बहुत बड़ा काम भी करेंगे और इसको आगे भी बढ़ाएंगे। इतने सारे क्षेत्र नए खुल रहे हैं, रोबोटिक्स, क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग, सेमीकंडक्टर, एआई, ऑटोनोमस सिस्टम, साइबर सिक्योरिटी, डिफेंस और स्पेस टेक, ये सारे क्षेत्रों के लिए हमें हाईटेक यूथ की जरूरत है। दिमाग तो है ही, उनको स्पेस भी देना है, एटमॉस्फेयर भी देना है और अनुकूलता भी कर कर देनी है। मुझे मालूम है कि ये दोनों इनिशिएटिव, ये दोनों क्षेत्र में आने वाले दिनों में गुजरात को कई कदम आगे ले जाने के लिए बहुत बड़ा योगदान करेंगे। फिर से एक बार मैं गणेश ग्रुप के दोनों कर्ता धर्ताओं को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और बधाई देकर मेरी बात समाप्त करता हूं। वंदे मातरम।
माननीय महोदय, आपके इस अत्यंत ओजस्वी, दूरदर्शी और राष्ट्र प्रेमी संबोधन के लिए हम भी आपके सदैव ऋणी रहेंगे। यह हमारा सौभाग्य है कि राष्ट्र निर्माण एवं राज्य निर्माण के इस महायज्ञ में आज हम आपका मार्गदर्शन प्राप्त कर सकें। Moving to the last phase of this event, I now take a pleasure to invite Director of Ganesh Housing Limited, Mr. Aman Patel, to kindly extend the vote of thanks. Welcome.
afternoon. Honorable Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel ji, और Shri Harsh Sanghvi ji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the close of this session, one feeling stands above all else: growth. Growth in where Ahmedabad is headed, growth in where Gujarat is headed, and growth in the opportunities that we create for the next generation. As a young Gujarati, I genuinely believe we are witnessing a defining shift in the identity of this state. For decades, Gujarat has been recognized for enterprise, industry, entrepreneurship. Today, Gujarat is evolving into something even bigger, a hub for innovation, technology, global capability, and talent. Increasingly, Ahmedabad is becoming the center of that transformation. What makes Gujarat truly special is that even as we modernize and grow globally, we remain deeply rooted in our values. At Ganesh Housing, we strongly believe that the future of urban development, along with creating buildings and infrastructure, must also be rooted in responsibility. That's why today, in today's launch, while unveiling the new integrated tech ecosystem, is also about giving back to the environment. As part of this milestone, Ganesh Housing will be planting 3,500 trees on behalf of our honored dignitaries and guests present here today. Because if we are building for future generations, we must protect the future they will inherit. Million Minds is more than a real estate project. It is our long-term commitment to creating opportunities, generating high-skilled jobs, and contributing to Gujarat's emergence as a global technology and innovation destination. And GREMI represents our commitment to education, leadership, skilling, and nation building for generations to come. आज के इस विशेष अवसर पे मैं माननीय श्री अमित शाह जी, माननीय श्री भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल जी और माननीय श्री हर्ष सांघवी जी का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आपकी एक मजबूत और आत्मनिर्भर भारत की दिशा हम सबको प्रेरित करती है। मैं सभी डिग्निटरीज, इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स, पार्टनर्स, मीडिया रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स और यहाँ प्रस्तुत सभी अतिथि का भी हृदय से आभार करता हूँ। आप सब हमारे गुजरात और भारत को आगे बढ़ाने में शामिल हुए, उसके लिए धन्यवाद। आप सभी का साथ और विश्वास हमारे लिए बहुत मान्य रखता है। मैं इस अवसर पर अपने दादाजी स्वर्गीय श्री गोविंद भाई पटेल को भी याद करना चाहता हूँ। उन्होंने एक छोटी सी शुरुआत की और जिस मेहनत और ईमानदारी से ये बुनियाद रखी, वही हम सबके लिए एक बड़ी प्रेरणा है। और सबसे बढ़कर गुजरात के लोगों का धन्यवाद। आपके विश्वास और साथ के बिना यह सफ़र संभव नहीं होता। Because ultimately, cities grow when people believe in them. And today, more than ever before, people believe in Ahmedabad. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much for that warm thank you note. और आइए खड़े होके अभिवादन करें, धन्यवाद करें हमारे माननीय महानुभाव जो हमें यहाँ दिशा और मार्गदर्शन के लिए पधारे हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी महानुभावों का। साथ में आप सभी आमंत्रित मेहमानों का भी हम तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करते हैं। We also welcome all of you. Thank you very much, all the esteemed dignitaries and all the invited guests. We request you to kindly take a tour of the Million Mind Tech Park and also visit the GREMI University, which is being launched today. We also invite every one of you to have delicious lunch with us. Thank you very much. This is Dwani Dalal signing off. Bye-bye and have a great Sunday. Thank you. We request you to kindly have lunch with us at the podium level. Thank you very much once again.